Hey friends, welcome in. Let's see if we can find myself right quick. So I am in Miss MJ's group, Crafters Gone Wild, and today it is Industrial Farmhouse. So I'm excited. Hopefully y'all will have fun with this one. Okay. So I'm gonna wait for her to get me shared out, and other than that, we're just gonna get started and have fun. So thank you again, Miss MJ, for hosting the event and for having me. I do appreciate you. And up after me is oh my goodness, no. Oh my gosh. Oh no, 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 no. I'm sorry, MJ. Today's just not been your day, hon. I am sorry about that. So, y'all, we are doing Industrial Farmhouse. Before me was Miss MJ from Gma's Workshop. After me will be the Wobbly Nickel with Miss Sarah. So make sure that you go and check her out. And you stay in the group so that you can watch all of us present today and see what we're doing. And yeah, I'm excited. Excited, excited, excited. Alright. Trying to see if I can see comments without hearing myself. And there we go. Alright, let me turn you guys down so you can see what it is that I have on my desk. Okay, so Industrial Farmhouse. This is what I have with me. So this is an old rusty blade that I found that my hubby had. So hopefully he's not going to get too mad that I took it. And I'm being very careful, but thank goodness for tetanus shots. I also have this cross that I had picked up at some point during a Hobby Lobby clearance for $2.74, and I've had this one for a while. It's been roaming my craft stash, so we're gonna use it. We're gonna actually incorporate it on here. So I'm going to take this tie off. Okay, and we are going to end up putting some jute somewhere. Thank you. You might notice it when it's hanging up, but you know. And then I did bring some like teal colored lace trimmings in, and a little steampunk print, because I thought that might be fun to add in there. So we're gonna play around with this and see how this goes. All right. Now I do know that I'm gonna have to rough this up if I want to make sure that it adheres properly. I know that, so I'm definitely going to have to sand this down just a little bit to make sure we get some of that gloss off of it so that it will stick. And I like that it had the little metal wings on it, so to me that adds to the whole industrial look. You sent it in Happy Mail. Until he actually goes out and tries to use the saw, and then is like, hey, what happened to that extra blade that was sitting over in the box? I know it was all rusty, but he always does that. I know it was all rusty, but alright, so again, I have the bird here, which I think is really cute. And I don't know if I want to like add it to where it kind of like peeks out. Something to this effect. I love the color of this teal and I want to incorporate, I just am not sure how to go about doing that. Now luckily this is gonna be a wall hanger, so it's not like you're going to be touching the points here. Thank you. Yeah, her lantern was so cool, wasn't it? I was debating, like, what am I gonna do? I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do. But then I also have, and this one I could totally cut it down, and we could just add some of the roses on here to where they would be kind of like behind this, because I want to be, I don't want to hide this, right? What you mean you don't know what you're talking about? I don't want to hide this because I love the crusty and all of that. You're still figuring yours out? Don't worry. That's kind of where I'm at. And I can't put this down because if I do decide to use this, I need to put this down first. So, now, you know what I am going to do? I am going to get a wipe. I'm actually going to try to, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to take too much of this off, because this is what's adding to it. Sorry if y'all hearing all of that. Let me wipe off my area a little bit. This is why you always keep some wipes around. Because, you know, we crafters get into all kinds of stuff. And if you ever are going to play with metal, kids, please make sure that you have had your tetanus shot. And be very careful. Okay? Especially when it's really rusty and sharp, like that is. So, I'm not going to say leave it up to the professionals, because I definitely ain't one. But just be careful. Kind of like over the top of it. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm just wiping this because I want to try to get some of it off, so I don't have, and it'll dry because I mean it's metal. But I want to try to get some of that extra rust off, so it's not gonna cause a problem when I try to adhere things. Okay, so I'm gonna just dry this up right quick. I'm gonna see what that looks like in a second, because I'm like you, I do kind of. Now, if you notice, there is this hole here, which is a pinhole to help when you're like guiding it inside of the actual, when you're putting it into the saw. So I want to use that to put whatever I'm going to use to hang. So that has to be able to be behind there. That much I know. That's going to be how I'm going to hang this. or if somebody else gets it, how they'll hang it. Yeah, there's no taking the years of rust off of this thing with just wiping it down. That's a good thing, though. So, yeah, we could totally bring this further up. Even if it's a little bit. And actually, if it's really strongly melded together, I can use that to hold it. Okay, so if we do it like that, now, as you said, this opens up. So the question is, should we try to put some of this going around? Or should we try to include my little printed birdie here? Because he can be on one side. I do have, I've got girls, but I don't know that the girls would look good. I just feel like they kind of take away. Well, she's actually not that bad. No, I don't want, I just want the bird and the angel wings and the cross. I don't want any girls on here. Bird on one side, lace on the other. Okay. Sounds like a plan. So we're going to start by putting our bird down. And let me just check the color right quick. Because if we do it like this, see how we get the different tone over here? I kind of like that. Alright. Let's roll with it. Obviously, I'm going to be using E6000 because, again, this is metal. So I want it to hold. But I am going to use my Fabric Tech or 3-in-1, whatever the heck decides to come out. Here we go. We'll use this for the fabric part. So how's everybody's day been? Y'all had a good day so far? Me and my daughter went out to go and do our paperwork for our passports. I don't know what to think of. So we were off doing that today. Because this girl realized that her passport was expired. Which is obviously not a good thing. I think I'm going to do this when it's down. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. That was a response. Ah! Okay, gotcha. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. One of the cats walked off with it. He decided it was a frisbee. Yeah, it was funny because my cats were out there. Two of my cats were out there, and one of them was like looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was going through stuff. It's like, "What are you up to?" Like, shh. Supposed to be my partner in crime. I think sometimes they forget that. Because all I did was ink it up a little bit so that it kind of blends a little bit better and we don't see the white from the fabric. Okay. And see, it still fits really nicely there. Okay, I might need to bring it down just a little. Ah, totally messed this up. He does? Mine you normally doesn't care. It's just this is like part of the tools. So no, mine is really good. The first heat tool that I ever had was actually his old heat tool from where he builds his did his dioramas for his model trains. That thing was about 30 years old, y'all, when it finally died on me. That sucker got hot. And because it was older, it didn't have none of the nice guards or anything. So, yeah. I had to be very careful not to put my when I put it down, not to put my hand where I didn't need my hand to be. Whenever I've been like, oh, I need, like, oh, can you find me, or I need this, or I'm trying to do this. So, like, I wanted to make a ripping, what do you call these? Ruler for my paper, right? Before I got, I actually bought some, or before I got scissors. So, he came home, and I still have it. I actually have it right here because I use it sometimes. He gave me this. It's a little sander with a little tip, so it's really good to get into small areas. I have this little mini screwdriver thing because so many of my stuff have little tiny screws. He's given me that. I have clamps. I have all kinds of stuff that he's given me so that I can craft and create with. Now, I actually have some gears, so I'm going to grab some of my little crafty gears. I'm going to add some to that. We're going to give it some dimension. Gear down. Okay, let's see. I actually have some green ones, so I could actually put an actual green one there. How cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that one. So we're going to put this one down. So industrial farmhouse. I was like, what am I going to do? See, industrial, and I start thinking, like I said, gears and metals. And then I'm like, farmhouse. The farmhouse part was the part that got me, because I really don't do a lot of farmhouse per se. So I wasn't quite sure what to do, really. So hopefully y'all like this idea. I don't know, maybe you'll find you will find something to repurpose in a similar fashion. Now, I did have this one idea, but that would require electrical work, and that's where hubby comes into play. Because me not so good with electrical. Yay, I found a teeny tiny one. Okay, that one works right there. But I had seen in one of the vendor craft vending things that I had been in a long time ago. A long time ago. There was this gentleman that would make these industrial looking they were like an industrial looking lamps. Really, really cool. And to be honest, I want one. Now whether I'm gonna ever end up getting one is a whole nother story. But I think they're really, really cool. So I want to see if I can get hubby to maybe make me one. Because I took pictures of it. So maybe he can make me one. Like I said, when it comes to certain things, I always look at hubs and I'm like, hey. Because like I said, there's some things naturally go to him. Hey there, Miss Susan. Welcome in. We are in the Industrial Farmhouse event today with Crafters Gone Wild. Thank you for popping in. I do appreciate it. I'm very glad that this stuff dries clear. There we go. So, and up after me is going to be our lovely Miss Sarah from the Wobbly Nickel. She will be up next. Alright, so we've got, this is complete. Now the question is, should we do this type of, the whole lace piece like this with the flowers, or just the trim? So this would be like the whole lace piece, right? Or we can do just the trim, and I would try to kind of go around it. What do y'all think? What do you guys think? Should I just put this? I think this would look really cute because it kind of softens the metal a little bit. At least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna go with that. And with that being said, I need these scissors, because these are my fabric scissors. So do beautiful laces and trims always need to be used when just doing sewing and stuff? No. They can very easily be used in projects like this. You can use whatever you like, however you like it. That's the biggest thing, is to always do the thing that makes you happy. Yes, yeah, I love that. And we'll trim that down just a little bit, but I really do like how that looks. So. I'm trying to make sure that I actually have this thing centered, because if not, it's going to be lopsided. Lopsided, wopsided. Huh. again, because I'm using the lace, I'm going to use the Fabrifix for this part, okay? And I'm just going to essentially pre-lay down this part to make sure that it is exactly where it needs to be. And then we're going to get all of this nice and glued down for this industrial farmhouse cutie. Okay? And again, like I said, I'm good with using this because at the end of the day it will dry clear. It works just as well as Fabri-Tac. It's called Fabrifix. Your 3-in-1 will do the same. So if you use any of those kinds of things, that'll work. And again, just one more time before I actually fasten everything down. I want to make sure that it is exactly where it needs to be. Because if I need to pull it up or over, I need to do it now. So now that I'm 100% sure, I'm going to push this down, let that glue adhere, and now comes the E6000 for the cross. And I am going to use some hot glue because I need to make sure that it's actually going to hold, right? And I might have gone overboard with the E6000, but I'd rather have more than not enough. Okay, so is this thing straight enough? we might have to reheat this hot glue just to get it to sit properly. Metal gets hot, y'all. Just FYI, the metal gets hot. Hello there, Miss Teresa. How are you? Welcome in. We are doing industrial farmhouse today. So, something that is not very common for me, but I do like the industrial part because it's, you know, steampunk, so I can do that. I can do the steampunk part. Told y'all it gets hot. It's metal. It gets hot. Oh. So do not do like I do. Do not burn yourself. If you do have to reheat your glue, don't burn yourself, please. Please do not burn yourself. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you are doing well. I did see that you sent me a message, but I haven't had a chance to reply. I will do so later this evening, my friend. Up after me is going to be Miss Sarah from the Wobbly Nickel. I am curious to see what she ends up doing. If you missed it, MJ was on before me, and she made a very cute, what you call that thing? A lantern. So, yeah, definitely need to check that out. Go watch her. Watch her replay. Get inspired by her. She's also our fearless leader for this event, so I'm very grateful that she puts up with me. Y'all, she does. Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe I should have added these. Just to kind of like solidify the where it's going around, because now I feel like this is kind of like bare. Maybe oh yeah, that's cute. We'll do that. We will do that. So I'm just gonna cut this up right quick, and I'm going to add this cute little heart trim here at the bottom, just like that. We'll add that. I know, right? The roses are gorgeous. The roses are gorgeous. I mean, I could even put that there if I wanted to, but I'm trying to hide that because I don't really want that there. I mean, I guess I could always just snip at it a little bit, because we are going to need to trim some of this down. Hello there, my sweet Cajun Carla. My Carla, how are you doing, dear? I am doing industrial farmhouse. So I am over my head. Oh, I am over my head, but, and y'all don't tell Gare, but I did grab the old saw blade to make this decor piece. We already, me and MJ already came up with a plan. We were gonna tell him that the cats used it to play frisbee, and that's why it disappeared. Yes. Nah, he's got a new one. So this one was just sitting in a bucket getting rusty, so it was perfect for this because it's got all the rust and all the, yeah, all the good stuff. All the good, yummy stuff. I know. Total mixed media, isn't it? Hey MJ, can I announce that my polls will be going up? I don't want to overstep, but I know that several of y'all are in my group too, so, including MJ. Alright. See if I can get some of this extra glue off. But yeah, I think this is going to be super cool to hang up. Especially if anybody's like into these colors and stuff. So. This obviously is going to have to sit overnight and cure. We all know that. We all know that. I'm super excited. Miss Teresa and I are partners for the mystery box event. So that's exciting. That is super, super exciting. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what type of base do I want to send. There's just so many fun things. All the different components. Now I'm thinking just a jute type hanger for this, seeing as it's like very rustic and everything. I know, right? It is definitely going to be lots of fun. And like I said, I think I'm gonna put, should I put it over here? Should I put this little lace piece over here or here at the bottom? What do y'all think? Under the bird or here? Under the bird or under the cross? Which one do y'all think? Under the bird? Okay. Okie dokie, under the bird it shall be. So how was y'all's Friday? Y'all glad it's the weekend? Are we glad it's the weekend? Any plans for the weekend? I mean, other than our normal going out for breakfast Sunday morning, we really don't have much plans. I think hubby was saying that they're gonna very soon be working all days of the week, so that's gonna not be so nice, but oh well. I'm glad. I'm sure you are glad it's the weekend. Get to rest, get to craft. Get to just, you know, enjoy time and life, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get my, it's been busy the past few days. Has it been really busy at work for you, sweetie? So I'm just gonna do a jute hanger for this. And wow. Any particular wait a second. Ain't y'all, when is Mardi Gras? I heard something about, how did it go? People in Louisiana are built differently. Right after the 26th of December, instead of like taking stuff down, you're taking the Christmas tree and turning it into a Mardi Gras tree. I had to laugh. I was like, really? I was like, that's funny. Not that I really ever plan to go see that. I do want to go to New Orleans though, but not during Mardi Gras. That is definitely not my cup of tea. It lasts till February. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, nah. And then we just tie this here, and it's a nice little industrial farmhouse hanger. Y'all, I really debated on, you know, the whole farmhouse thing, because like I said, farmhouse is really not my wheelhouse. And I was like, okay, milk jugs. Don't ask me why I thought that. I was like, okay, how do I incorporate this in a milk jug? Or, you know, how do I put like gears and, or something rusty, you know, I was just like, I don't know. I was baffled. But I think it came out good. What's y'all's thoughts? Obviously, it has to finish to dry because it has to cure, so. He just needs to send you my way, and that way we can, you know, grow old together, sisters. That's what's gonna happen. But thank you seriously for being here. So the last one that I did was a winter one. I'm finishing up the Valentine's Day chipboard album one that I'm working on. So this is the one I'm working on now. This is a different type of journal. And the next one that I'm working on is going to be more spring than Easter is what I'll be working on. Kind of in the steampunk realm, so there'll be like the teals and things of that nature. That's kind of what the vibe I'm going for with my spring one. So, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. There's the handsome hubby. Hi, puppy. So, yeah, this is what I created for my industrial Farmhouse. Like I said, the glue has to set. That's why that's there, but it will be a hanger. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go watch Sarah from the Wobbly Nickel. She is up after me. And then we do still have crafters after her. So make sure that you stay in Crafters Gone Wild. It is a free group hosted by Miss MJ from Gma's Creations. Gma's Workshops. Gma's Workshop. So please make sure you follow her and give her a like as well. And thank you again for everything. And if you guys are in my Hangout, the polls have posted for March. Just FYI. So, I love you.